Let me bring it back to... Oh. Alright. Let me sit you down here. Now let's try it. Okay. I'm just trying to get you guys away from that light because it's annoying. Alright, it's just a bunch of white glue, and white glue takes time to dry. It'll tack up usually in about 20-25 minutes, but it's going to be overnight before it dries. But I can still, I'm hoping, continue with some of these things. I need to make a new wingtip rib for the other wing, and I need to cut that one apart. So that's going to be part of the afternoon trip here. What I'm going to do is come in with my favorite building device in the world. Eggos boxes, any kind of cereal boxes. Hang on to this stuff because it works really good for making templates. I'm going to tape on. I'm going to make a template for this, and then I'll just have to tape it together to make, because it's already part of the plane. I can't take it apart, so we're just going to work with it the best we can in little pieces, join them together and get it close, because once I get it on that wing, once I get it on the other wing, I'm going to I'm going to squat down. Once we get it on the other wing, then I'll make adjustments to it on the sand down before I make a new wingtip. But even though I'm waiting for glue to dry, so I might as well just keep the ball rolling. This will be a real sketchy little piece. It's got chunks missing from it. And there's stuff I've got to grind off of it, and I have no idea what it needs to look like, so I'm just using my artistic license, which is a way of saying I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to make it look like I do. Alright, this piece is done. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, here's the nose. Like I said, it's an oddly shapen nose. I need to grind some of this off, so part of this little lower section will be ground off, but I'm going to cut it large. Yeah, I'll just, make a dotted line, join between there and then down the back side, and this is, you can kind of see from that picture, there you go, of the actual shape it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and, because it's all taped together, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut around it so that it's just one piece. So I'll put some tape on the back side of this, put some tape over here, go ahead and cut it out, and that'll be my template. So let me put that video on pause, and I'll bring you right back. Oh, you know what? Let's speed it up. Hold tight. Alright, it has been cut. It's pretty darn close. I used the little template I had, because like I said earlier, the template, it's not going to be exact, it's just trying to get you close. So as you can see by the template itself, the tail end, there we go, the tail end was pretty far off, but that's no big deal, that's just a little bit of sanding. The rest of it was pretty darn close. From this side to this side, it's almost dead on. So so it was a good template. And it matches up quite well with what I'm replacing on this side, and for the real one that's on that. The real one. This is a real one now too. It's on that plane. It's going to get lined up because I have to make a whole new piece. This whole piece has to be cut off and replaced. I left this a little bit on the long side. I think it's what I'm going to be looking for anyway, because I just don't know how well this is going to attach when it comes time to attach it. But I've got to resize the spar, the front and the back spar. Because this side was, I measured it out a 1/4 inch longer. The spars themselves are actually longer on this wing than they are on that first wing. So just to make them so that both wings are exactly to this root rib, from the root rib to the wing tip rib, 47 inches. So I'll any changes I need to make, I'll make it here on this end, because the other end I don't have to touch it. So sorry about that. I hate being so damn tall, and I hate lights. So let me go ahead and I'm going to throw this up on the bench and start cutting. Let's do it. Alright, seeing that this is cut off, and you saw it come off, I didn't realize The leading edge spruce was broken out here. Not critical. Should have realized. I should have realized that once you physically break apart of the aircraft, like the main spar, top and bottom, you're probably going to break the front piece off too. Not that great of a concern, because structurally, what's out here on this end of the wing, I think if the spar terminated here, it'll probably be fine, because I really don't think that the last 4 inches of the wing is going to get ripped off. So I'm not 100%. I'm not overly concerned. I just need to figure out how I care to progress from this point. Do I want to come in and rip back, take the covering off from this, because I've got to recover this anyway. Maybe I'll come back to this rib, uncover it, and then I can either join in another piece of spruce, top and bottom, to run it out, and same thing with the leading edge, run it out, or use balsa. But I'm kind of thinking, because I don't want to get so wrapped up into this wing that I did with the first one. But I personally think it might be better. Better to just go ahead and fix it. I've got the spruce. I do have the time, and it's not going to cost me any more money than I've already got into the plane. So, so that's what I think I'm going to do. And you can see how badly the, my gosh, how badly the false ribs were made and glued in. And with this part too, with the man. All right, so that's it. So I'm going to go back to tearing in. So I'll bring you back in when I've got this all cut apart and made a final decision before I start doing the work. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw some pieces of spruce up front here and make it work. So I'll bring it back in a few minutes. Okay, I need to keep losing more weight. I need 2 of those. One of these. Not looking as bad as this. So I'm going to make 1 full rib. That I'm not going to make the full rib because I'm going to leave this part. Yeah, this part still attached, the tail of it. I'm not going to. I had to tear one of these things out before, and what it takes to get this piece up inside and rotated is a big pain in the buttski. So that's just going to stay. I'll glue it, and I got another piece of triangle stock. I'll glue in next to it. Boom. How do they say Bob's your uncle? Why do they say that in Canada and over in Great Britain? I have no idea, because Bob is not my uncle. Alright. And then I need to make, see, this is why you save your little templates. I need to make 2 more false ribs. This one is still good, so this one's going to stay in here. I need one intermittent between this last rib and the second to the last rib and then the wingtip rib. It will be a different size, but I'm going to cut it this size and then I'll sand it to fit once it's glued in place. So I need, one needs to be in the middle, and then I'm going to sister one in right next to this anyway. And who knows? It may actually be right next to this one. To support the joint, because here's where the joint's going in. Let's get the ball rolling. Bring it up to hyperspeed, bud. Alright, let's see how good this works, because I need to look at you. Actually, battery died out, so some of the speedy video died with it. It was just me cutting wood on the bandsaw. Here's kind of where we're at, because I'm gonna set up my little wing jig again. I hacked it all apart because it's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and replace the, there we go. I'm going to replace the upper and lower spar from here on out. It's only got to come out about 9 inches, 8.5, 9 inches. And for the leading edge, same thing. I'm going to glue the leading edge on first, and while that's setting up, I've already got these pieces already cut. I just haven't put the bevel on, so I'm gonna just throw you up to hyperspeed again and get to work. Got a lot of stuff to do. So let's get moving. Alright, I've got the spars in. I don't know how much battery I got. Let me leave you on the charger. I've got the spars glued back in, the upper and the lower, and I've got the new front leading edge solid spruce. it's all glued in. It's not going to be fully hard till tomorrow, but you know, it's good enough to continue doing what I'm doing at the moment. Now the strange little problem I'm at now is that these need to be tapered. They need to be squeezed in and tapered and glued because it's got to flex down. So I got to figure out how I want to do that one. Do I want to get these spars loaded, get them wet and load them down so it can have a little bit of drying time? Maybe I will do that. I know that you can get spruce, wet and get it hot. You have to coerce it. I haven't tried heat yet. Problem is where the heat needs to be is laid up here, and I don't know how that's going to affect the balsa. I can put in a piece of just cut a little stud of spruce, just put it in there and clamp it down. That way it'll absorb the heat too. Maybe I'll do that. No, let's give it a shot. The worst I can do is break it. So, all right, let me go ahead and do that, and I'll bring it back in.